So this morning I was watching Squawk Box, and when I turned it on, Karmith Valapataya was on, and he was announcing that he was going to do a SPAC with Opendoor. That kind of shocked me. I had been aware of Opendoor, having been in real estate for about 4 years. Their first endeavor, or my first encounter with them, was they had an algorithm that they said that they could basically predict who was going to put their house up for sale before they put their house up for sale. And they would sell me those leads, and I could contact those people and say, hey, I can see that you're probably going to be listing your home. Why don't you list it with me? I didn't choose to go that route, but then they evolved into the flipping business. And as it turned out, I was very interested in watching Zillow because I saw Zillow as the revolutionizer of the real estate business with their. I think I read the statistic once that the first showing of every home in the United States, 90% of them are done on Zillow. And so they have a very strong presence in the real estate business. And Opendoor really doesn't. I guess it may in some of the cities where it's out, but for the most part, real estate agents don't even think about Opendoor. So it shocked me when Karmith made the announcement that this company, Opendoor, he was going to offer this SPAC, and they were going to revolutionize the real estate business. And my eyes lit up, and he went on to say that, and their CEO was there as well, that they were going to turn the real estate business into a totally online business, much as Amazon has turned the e-commerce into a total online business, or commerce into a total online business. That again caused my eyes to sparkle because I've been predicting for 18 months that Amazon would buy Zillow in order to gain entry into home purchases and turn their homes into smart homes. So I was shocked when Karmith was there pitching Opendoor. I was also a little bit disappointed in the direction that Karmith has taken his business. He is replacing Goldman Sachs and some of the other brokerage houses who usually took care of IPOs. And Andrew Sorkin kind of pressed him on Karmith, what's in this for you? And I mean, he pressed him hard. He got him down to saying, well, they're going to pay me a $90 million fee to take their company public. Oh, okay. And so then Andrew pressed him even harder and said, well, how much money do you have in this? How much of your money have you invested? And Karmith hemmed and hawed, and he was finally pressed to where he said $100 million. So wait a second. They're paying you $90 million and you're going to invest $100 million. It sounds like you're going to invest $10 million. But then he explained he brought other investors in for another, I think he said $58 million. So it seemed like it was self-promotional. But that then took me back to some numbers that he put up that just kind of punched me in the nose. And that was that he was saying how profitable they were, whereas I follow Zillow pretty closely, and these are the numbers that I'm aware of for Zillow for 19, that they had $768 million in revenue. They had gross profits of $307 million, but they had a net income loss of $84 million, and they had a market cap of 19.4. I don't know how you get them. I do know how you get a market cap. That's the number of shares of stock out times the price of the stock. But their market cap is 19.4, and they have $2 billion in cash. Well, Opendoor, on the other hand, is a a private company. So these numbers aren't available. But I was able to find out in 2017 their sales were 200 million, but Carmot said in 2019 they were 4.7 billion. That's a hell of a growth. Now, I did look further, and they sold a lot of houses, and they claimed that they made $20,000 on the sale of each house. I've looked, and I've studied the profit and loss statement of Zillow very close, and Zillow makes a profit on every house they sell if all you put into it is the what they bought it for and what they sold it for. That doesn't include the improvements that they made. It doesn't include the carrying costs that they have to pay interest on that money that they've used to buy that house. It doesn't include the closing costs. So that's how with revenues of 768 and profits of 307, you come out with an $84 million loss. And I suspect that's what's happening over here on Opendoor. That, yeah, they have 4.7 million or billion dollars worth of sales, but they aren't making any money. That's what I saw a recent analysis of Zillow, who I think is selling right now for about $85 a share, and they said basically their value is worth really $27 a share because they aren't making any money. They aren't making any money on this flipping thing. And so Opendoor, I just don't see how they're going to be making any money as well. The other thing that I think really galls me a bit is what Carmoth and some of these people are doing. They're taking these companies that are private, that you don't get a in-depth look at what their profit and loss statement is and their profitability is. Now maybe you can find it somewhere. I couldn't find it anywhere. And they're luring people in. It's just like Snowflake. Snowflake came out with some astronomical numbers, and Warren Buffett bought into it and some other people bought into it. But the people who are making the money on these deals are Carmoth and the other smack or slap or whatever they are offerings. And they're taking advantage of investors like you and I. We are putting a lot of faith in them as the person who understands the business, the person who got into the business. I saw this on Nicola. They orchestrated that sucker and put that out there and made it look like they put lipstick on a pig and made it look like something it isn't. And you don't know. So I don't get involved in these things. I just there are too many good companies out there that are going to change the way I live and are going to show me profits over the rest of my life. And I don't need to get into an Opendoor. I agree the real estate industry is going to change drastically, and it needs to change drastically. I'm with Keller Williams. Keller Williams got into this with another one of these flippers, and they did it for 6 months and said, we don't want to be involved with these people. It's too flaky. And so now Keller Williams says they're going to do it on their own, which I don't know. If somebody's going to conquer this beast, I believe it's going to be Zillow. And I don't think Zillow can do it on their own. I really don't. I think they need the likes of Google or the likes of Amazon. And Carmoth, I respect you. I didn't like it when you jumped all over Mark Zuckerberg and said that Facebook ought to be broken up. I didn't like that because you are where you are because of Facebook, and I don't like what I am seeing of an influx of young millennials, of new people to the stock market, and they're almost like they show up on these TV shows almost like carnival barkers and saying, look at this, buy this. This is a new shiny object that's going to make you millions. It's getting ugly. It's getting where, and why it's ugly is they're not taking advantage of the intelligent investor. They're taking advantage of the new, the hungry, the uneducated investor who thinks because somebody who has had some success in the past is going to let you in on a top secret so that you can make all the money in the world. No. If you don't understand it, if you don't see a business plan that has worked in the past, and you don't totally understand. I saw somebody who was quite educated, and I respect in the market, saying about Snowflake, I don't understand it. That there's the legal fine print of this on how they're going to dilute their shares if they hit certain price points. And as he said, I don't understand this. I know most people don't understand this, and so you need to stay away from it. If you don't understand it, don't do it. There's plenty of opportunities in good, solid companies to invest in. You don't need to get involved in this crap.